Hello, my name is Rachel Ryan, and I'm a lead personal trainer and group fitness instructor at The Ohio State University. I've been training there for a total of 2 years, but I've been training both in group fitness and personal training for about 3 years. I want to create a session that teaches trainers what to do when they have clients that aren't ready for anything that they learned in their prior training. What I mean by that is that at least at Ohio State, and I'm not aware of the other programs, we have a mentorship program where we focus mainly on the major barbell lifts and how to coach clients through that. We talk about overhead press and bench press and deadlifts. And I found that after I finished my mentorship program, my clients weren't ready for that. And I want to share with other trainers, how do you take a step back, recognizing that while a lot of us have been in the gym for a while and we're comfortable with it, our clients themselves might not be, and they may A, not be ready for the major lifts and building a program around that, and B, might not want to be ready for that. So my session would go a little bit like this. It would start with a talk. What are your clients? What are you doing with your clients now? Sharing out with the table. What are your clients? What's your specialization? Who do you really like to work with? And then I would go into a little bit about a background from me. My name is Rachel. I work with mainly beginner clients, both in the group fitness sensing and personal training. And I primarily work in that 30 minutes to an hour sessions, with my individual clients taking up my 30-minute time. We would then go into this idea of a beginner. What does a beginner look like? What is a beginner? What are they ready for? How do you assess that? And I would present a little bit in terms of how I build my assessments to understand where my client is, both talking about the overhead squat assessment, a push and pull assessment, and then also a core assessment and flexibility. And then I would go into what that can tell you about your client. Afterwards, we would go into, okay, so you've now had this assessment. How do you recognize that your client isn't ready? What kind of questions do you ask your client on top of the movement assessments? Once you recognize that you have a beginner client, we would go into, okay, what would you do with a beginner client currently? I would turn them away. They would need to write something down. We'd have a few people talk and share. Depending on their answers, we would kind of talk about why or why not. That's a really great idea for beginners. A great answer is something with the stability ball, thinking about the 12 to 15 rep range or 12 to 20 rep range with lighter weight, 1 foot, 1 arm, really focusing on getting their muscles and core activated. But someone that might not be very familiar with beginners, which hopefully is the demographic of the people I'm speaking to, might use something else. They might be using a heavier lift. They might be going right into an RDL when we haven't even established the hip hinge, and talking through that. After that, I would give them more of a lecture style. We'd go back into, here's what I would recommend doing with a beginner client. We talk about the stabilization period in the NASM optimal training model experience. That's my certification. So I kind of go into stability work and what do you do with that, and how to progress the client to those barbell lifts if that's something they're interested in. And if they're not interested in that, what do you do from there? Then I would turn them away again, and they would get the opportunity to revise those training plans initially, and then go into teaching 1 or 2 exercises to a person at their table and practicing coaching. We'd then reconvene. We'd talk about coaching procedures, making sure that your clients feel comfortable in the gym. And then again, turning away, talking to that group, getting experience, really making sure that comfort is something they're emphasizing, as beginner clients are often not comfortable utilizing the equipment in the gym, making sure we remember to teach them how to set up a squat rack and teaching them things that you would assume that they already know. After the whole session is over, we would then go into a question and comment period where they talk to me about things that they're still curious about. And finally, I would have them lead feedback. What did they learn from this experience? And what do you think that they would like to learn in the future? I would hope that they would get a new perspective and walk out with something that they can bring to their clients in the future. Thank you so much for listening to my ideas, and I hope to be able to present at this year's Midwest Fit Fest. Thank you.